There's a tool that lets you create lights interactively. And once you use this, you might find it indispensable when you're lighting your scenes. I'm going to go ahead and choose the lighting tool. And if I move my cursor over my subject, you see I have this little circle that follows me around. What I could do to put a light near whatever the circle is pointing at is to click in the interface somewhere, and I can simply move my mouse and I can move that light around as you see here. If I want to control the brightness, I can hold down the control key and move my mouse up and down and left and right. And I can let go of that and I can move my mouse and I can see which light is pointing at what part of the surface. So I can go ahead and click here, for example, or I can click anywhere else and just simply move that light around by simply clicking on my object. So now the light is over here to the right of the object. Now, if I want to add another light, all I have to do is click elsewhere inside the interface. But before I do that, I'm going to put this light on the other side and up into the front of the character, so he will be my main light. Now I'm going to click over here and I'll drag to create another light, like so. Once again, I'll hold down the control key and I'll make this a little darker so I can get a nice shadow. Now, if I move my mouse back on my model, I can see which light is influencing what part of the geometry by simply moving my mouse like so. And I can see the line connecting to that light. So this side is being affected by this light, and this side is being affected by this light, as you see here. Now I'm going to go behind the object, and I'll click to add another light. I'll move that a little higher, and I'm going to make it brighter to get a nice shiny rim light. I'm going to go ahead back to my regular move tool here. So now I've just added 3 lights very interactively. And those lights are in my Objects Manager. All right, so I have 4 lights here. And I can change these lights just like I could always do before. So I could choose that light and I can go to the properties of that light and change them. For example, I can change this light from an Omni light to a spotlight if I want to, or any other light by just simply going to the general properties and changing the type of light, also changing the intensity, the shadow. I could put a shadow on if I want to, and I can change the color. All right, so that is a look at how you can use the light tool to interactively place lights and see where they are affecting the object. It's pretty cool, and it's a nice way to light your scenes as opposed to doing it the typical way, which we always add lights, move them into position with the handles, and then changing the properties of those lights. By using control, we're able to quickly change the brightness as opposed to moving it around and going into our controls. So just another tool you might want to incorporate in your Cinema 4D modeling and lighting workflow.